Used to be big. Used to be big. Used to be on MTV. Used to be famous. He still is kind of famous. We talk about nomads and their preppy shacks and their little houses and sketchy neighborhoods. Hey, we got Tom Green's little house there in a sketchy neighborhood somewhere near LA. Yeah. Tom Green, he is the famous MTVer, and he is talking about hanging out at his house there in the LA area. It's on the side of a canyon there. It's beautiful. He's got a big piano there, but he's got a Nomadic channel now, and he's anyway, he's got a little pool there area. It's kind of primitive, don't you think? Anyway, I don't know. He must have done pretty well on MTV, right? Or whatever. He does podcasts and some other stuff, and a little drone shot of the little prepper shack here. So hey, you got to make do, right? So anyway, he said in this video here, he is going to be getting back on the road, and he's going to be better than ever. He's going to be posting more stuff. He has a contingent of people that go along with him. And again, not a great view. What the heck? I don't know. Got to make do with the shack. But he wants to get out on the road and do some more traveling this year. And he said he's going to, and he's going to make it more interesting, and he's going to do it more frequently. And maybe he'll get a little bit of a haircut. I don't know. Maybe some just for men. I don't know. Maybe he's trying to be the next Bob. I think maybe that's what he's doing. He's figuring if I can go a nice gray beard and kind of let my hair grow, I could be the next Bob. After Bob, there will be Tom. I don't know. But anyway, he's checking in from the house. Happy holidays to Tom Green. Get back on the road. Now, if you want to check out his channel, Tom Green, oh wow, he's got 257,000 subscribers. But he did some good videos from Utah. A lot of Utah in there. And so anyway, check him out. His van life, he's got a nice van. I think he's got an entourage on the road to help him film some of these things. But check it out. Good stuff. I mean, I'm interested. It's interesting. Everybody is their own person on YouTube. And if you got a rich guy with former, who else was that former MTVer? Oh yeah, it was Burger Planet. Yeah. What's he up to? All right, Burger Planet's a little fewer subscribers, only 27K. And he's hanging out in places like Muncie and back to his native Indiana. And, he's kind of, let's see. You know what? I think my channel actually gets more views than his does. I'm bigger than Burger. And he used to be on MTV. Full tiny houses driving into California, and and Dana got a new phone. So very cool. Simply RVing Lydia, checks in with us with a new video there. Now, not on her channel, but she has another side channel she's created for her other stuff that's not directly nomadic. And she does get into, let's just say, the president and his relationship with the big man upstairs. That's all I'm going to say. You go watch it. 30 to wake up, the guy in the wonderful Travaggio. He is, look at that giant gator coming after him. Holy cow. Yeah, we love the clickbait photos. He is in the Everglades. A number of nomads that we do currently follow, some that we can't mention, are headed down to Florida, and some of them will be doing Disney very soon. Story Chasing does a nice tour of where she lives, her 20-foot van, but she has 80 square feet. How do you live in 80 square feet? It's easy if you don't take a lot of junk with you, You got Mr. Line Screw, another video on Carolyn's RV life. Apparently, he says that her friendlies or somebody in her camp is trying to get his channel's videos taken down, and he's fighting back.
And so he's claiming that, you know, she shot with a drone in a national park, and he's trying to, you know, tell on her. And which apparently you could possibly, potentially get a fine for that. Hey, I don't know, man. I don't know. I shouted this one out this morning. Foresty Forest, he lives in a bigger van. It's a very good video. What do you have, Burger? We need to get rid of Burger Planet. Sorry, Burger, you're gone. We need to talk about Foresty Forest. Simon. And he is getting his new larger van fixed up. And he's putting in a lot of electronics, and he's got the cooking. You know, he needs to have the cooktop in there because he likes to have the crock pot. So he's been spending a lot of time and painting everything gray, shades of gray, like that old Monkees song. Remember the Monkees? Only shades of gray. He wears gray, and he's the inside of his van is gray, and he's painting everything gray. A gray day in Winnipeg. No, where is he? I don't know. I think he's in British Columbia somewhere getting everything fixed up. But anyway, he's quite amazing with the amount of work he's doing and getting everything set up there. So he's getting ready. So, you know, taking some time right now to get everything set up and hitting the road sometime, I presume, in next couple of weeks or so. So back to the mountain climbing and the good old thrift store crock pot. Interesting video, and that's all I'm going to say about it, is why Lacey Lee Elliott, she's the lady that does some traveling up there, Vancouver. A couple years ago, she was down to Mexico, and she's a automotive journalist. Why she thinks mask exemption should be allowed. There's some reasons for that, and I won't get into it. You watch it and check it out. It's an interesting video. Ambulance man living in an ambulance. I think he's from Cleveland or someplace. Nice tour of his vehicle there. I always said I'd be a little freaked out about living in an ambulance because you know all the people that passed away, if their spirits are probably somewhere within that vehicle. I don't know. I know that's kind of a weird thing to say, but you never know. Dog, cat, van, man, and that's the dog, and that's the man. I don't know where the cat is. Dog, cat, van, man. How much water I use while living in a van. You know, nothing is easy while you're in a van. And, you know, when you live in an apartment, you just turn on the tap. And, anyway. First love in a van. Oh, first time dating in a van. That's from a little earlier. But he's had a couple of good videos here. Look at that. 690 views, 75,000 views. 690,000 views. Van conversion for dummies. Electrical junk. Anyway, some good stuff here. Check it out. Dog, cat, van, man. There's the cat. There's the dog. There's the van. And there's the man. Another hard day at the office. Freelancing while living in a van. As long as you got good internet, I think it's very possible. We're just flashing back to last summer. This was a video from Maximal's Minibus. Mary, she sees these strange vehicles parked at some sort of a rest stop out in the west somewhere. Anyway, there's one blue one, there's one white one, there's a gray one, and a black one. They all look alike. They all have this little bubble on the top. They all have government license plates, and she's trying to figure out what these guys are. They all look very, they're kind of very wary about people paying attention to them. And it turns out they're like nuclear transporter people. They take apparently stuff from nuclear parts and stuff from various defense contractor-y things or from whatever nuclear. They're transporting nuclear stuff. They're transporting nuclear stuff, and they're guarding the transportation of it. And anyway, it gets all involved. It's a nuclear transfer vehicle. And she sees some of these weird vehicles out on the road, and I guess they got to figure out one way or another to get the parts to wherever they need to get to. And she does some research there, and finds out some really weird stuff. Who's on the highway along with you? You might not believe it. A good one from last summer. I found out the truth about trucks. That weird trucks. Have you seen some weird trucks out there? Let me know in the comments below. Letters. We had a lot of comments on the issues that happened. This is I'm recording this on the 7th of January 2021. Look up what happened the day before the 6th of January 2021. We had a little kerfuffle there at the Capitol. Kerfuffle at the Capitol! A lot of comments on that. I asked for your comments. I'm just curious. This morning I wasn't really in the mood to do a Nomadic review video, and I just said, hey, I wonder how the Nomads are going to react to all of this. Lots of censorship coming and no more free speech, says the jerk. I'm in Facebook jail again. I guess they don't like my comments. Wow. Paul Allison says the tree of liberty needs to be watered. Mr. Rippey, we're talking about the BLM. We're talking about the RTR 2021. What kind of crowd are they going to be getting? We're almost now into the second week of January. Are there a lot big crowds out there in Quartzsite? He says Snowbird, BLM, and Boondocker numbers are on an all-time low, in his opinion, and recent drone footage proves that this year, way off the norms. Many groups have canceled, and closed borders are to blame in part, since there's no camper, vendors are not participating, leaving early also. So expect, we do have people out there at Quartzsite this year, but since there's no official RTR and all the seminars are just going to be online, and the weather's not been cooperating too much. It's been windy and chilly out there. Don't expect big crowds this year like we've seen in previous years. And we don't even have the RTR, the alleged, what they used to call what was formerly known as the RTR. Trim and Tracy says, you'd be surprised, political views among the nomadic community are way more than you think, praying for a nation. Yeah, I was saying that I think a lot of the nomads tend to lean to the right, my right, your left. Anyway, that would be good for the channel. My right, your left. My left, your right. My Dave's politics. Trip and Tracy says that political views among the nomadic community vary more than you think. Yeah, I was thinking that most of the nomads I watched, I would have to judge, probably lean more to the right. Yeah. Catfish Jones. I don't get political on YouTube, but I'm heavily invested in our ongoing soap opera. I first voted in 2000 and have been glued to politics ever since. Regardless of one's opinion, I think we can agree that this was an historic election cycle. Great segue into current events here, Dave, while still staying on point with the Nomads. Thank you, Catfish. Jeff Knapp says the Nomads should be fine as long as they do not try to overthrow the government. Mark from Arizona says, don't worry about that. They're too busy sitting and eating. Michelle, who's in Canada, she said she's sad for the USA, and she asks all Americans to be safe. Willis says, in the next few years, I'm guessing the Nomads will be targeted and mischaracterized as troublemakers of the anti-progressive kind. Nomad communities will be split and divided over and more politicized, like young versus old, etc. There might be some nasty stuff against the nomad communities. Political division and strange behavior by all sides are here to stay for at least another decade. Well, okay, so maybe the Nomads are actually going to be in the heart of all the crazy crap going on out there. I don't know. You do have a little bit more security if you've got, a home base. And I do think that's why a lot of Nomads in this past year have been wanting to have home bases, whether they be apartments, shacks, little houses, ticky-tacky little houses. I don't know. But Rob said everybody's missing the point. The greatest threat to humanity is the degradation of the environment. I think Slim Potato Head said that. Didn't he say that? Get out and get camping like in the next year, because he's noticing in a lot of parks and stuff the environmental quality is going down really fast. There's a lot more destruction and trash and crap like that. And he said if you want to really see it at its full-blown previous glory, get out soon, because in a couple of years it may be too late. It's kind of scary stuff there. Wow. Tampa John says between the current events and what's going on with COVID and being his age in the mid-70s, he's just hiding. Yeah. Nampanana says, I truly doubt yesterday's national heartbreak is going to affect the Nomads. Most were, and maybe still are, totally unaware of what happened. Their goal in life is to party and play. They don't care what's going on politically as long as it doesn't affect their ability to do as they please. Of course, there are those select few who make sure we know on which side of the fence they sit, and they end up looking ridiculous regardless of which side they're on. Trucking Nomad says, heck with all this political jazz. Most Nomads will be concerned with getting firewood and what gloppy food to make for dinner. I will be in Parker next week. My biggest worry now is getting a good campsite and watching the off-road racing. And finally, Computer Chick Productions says there'll be lockdowns and curfews, and Nomads won't be able to travel state to state. If they have a home base, they better get back home real soon. I don't know. I don't see that happening, a lockdown from state to state, but anyway. I don't know, man. It's going to be an interesting year. We had a crazy year in 2020, and 2021 starting out just as crazy, maybe not even a little crazier. I don't know, man. But the camodave channel will be here somewhere. We'll be here somewhere. I don't know where, but we'll be here. Wherever here is. Hey, thank you so much for watching. 7th of January, 2021. Have a great rest of your Thursday. Vlog under.